Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kreator Jill, and I am bringing you the Stanley Parable. Now, this is a highly unusual game for the channel. It is not a survival game, but I did watch a playthrough of this, a Let's Play from Markiplier, I think a year plus ago, and it just completely blew my mind. This is such a unique game. The creator of this, I don't know if he's like an evil genius, a fucked up genius, or just a genius in general, but this game is really cool, so I wanted to share it with you all now. So that being said, I don't really remember a lot of the game from when I watched it. I have the memory of a goldfish, so this is going to be brand new for you guys if you've never played it or seen it, and it's going to be pretty much new for me as well. So let's go in and start this interesting game. This journey is going to be one to remember.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
That I've gathered.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
That sounds like
This
a
is
lot of
what
fun.
employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I guess as long as he was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked,
Yeah, I'd say.
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his
play now.
desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so what's surprising is it took him multiple hours of staring at a blank screen to be like, hey, there's nothing coming here. I've been doing this for years and years and years, and it took me this long to notice that, you know, something's not right. Good job, Stanley. Great start to the game. All right, let's go investigate. Office, yep, looks like an office. A really messy office. Apparently they don't have a janitor. What's over here?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, did I now? Do I really have a choice? I don't really know if I want to give in this easy. I mean, the first choice I have, do I really want to give in and be like, yeah, sure, master, I will follow your blind lead? No, fuck that, old man. I'm
This was
going
not
this
the
way.
correct
What?
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Damn right I
Perhaps he
did.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Pick up some snacks, why not?
Yes, truly a room worth
Snacks.
admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments
crouch.
here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
It is quite
Stanley
beautiful.
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Am I supposed to stand here drinking it all in? I'm not too sure. Let's carry on. Ooh, coffee.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
This is a
Really
nice room,
worth it.
okay? Don't judge me.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Is this a trap? I don't know if it's a trap.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It's like me in real life. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse. So they're gonna fine me for jumping off the cargo lift, even though it causes death. Well, good luck getting that fine.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Did we?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
You sure?
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
That is
Just
true.
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her? Who's her? I want to know.
This is
I want
it,
to meet her.
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Who's
She's
he
been
talking
waiting.
about? Oh, black door. Whoa.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do
the fuck?
this, to reach out to her.
What is going on right
If
now?
you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
This is quite eerie, I'm not gonna lie. Can I escape? No? Shit. Okay, alright, alright. Go into the light. What the fuck? What the
Jenny,
fuck?
is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Whoa. Whoa. No.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
That's
They want to
creepy as
commit
fuck.
their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay. Is this a trick? Yeah. No instant death. Okay, that's good.
This is a very
Whoa.
sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
But that's me. Good morning, employee 427. Press O on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Ooh. Please press 2.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing
Oops, sorry,
a
that
button.
was my phone. I
Now
should turn that down.
He's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back
Whoops.
to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Please press 3.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
Hey, baby.
Fantastic discoveries of new lands.
I don't know, I tend to like
It
a
was
little bit more
wonderful.
curves on my
And
women.
each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press N to watch TV. Okay.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he
My TV
imagined
went
that
away.
one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk
That's just
to
cool.
realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press B to spend time with the boys. All right.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
It's a little sad. Press 9 to prepare dinner. All right.
As he wandered through
What?
this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
A baby. Press H to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Uh-huh. Press O to tell your wife you love her. She's gonna disappear too, and I'm gonna have nothing left.
But there is no answer.
Whoa.
How could there possibly be?
But look at
In
this
reality,
desk.
all he's doing
Think of
is
all the
pushing
gaming
same
monitors.
buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
Worth it.
The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
I see what this game is doing. It's trying to make you think that you're Stanley in the end, and maybe your existence is pointless, and you're the one pressing the buttons, and what's the point? I don't know, I guess we'll just have to play through till the end and see. Press 2 to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh. Please press E to be at work in the morning. I don't want to be at work in the morning. Fuck that. I'm not pressing that button. Can watch the seconds go by. Oh my god, I actually just sat here for a few minutes watching this clock thinking something would happen. He told me not to press it. And the screen is telling me to press it. Oh my god, this game just wasted fucking 3.5 minutes of my time. Fine, I'm hitting E.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Voice in the sky. I question everything, but I don't really have an option right now, do I?
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm
pretty
compelled
sure
to.
we're really different.
I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Whoa.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What the fuck? I didn't even hit anything. Well, okay then. Yeah, so he seems like a psychopath. This is fun. Am I like in the Matrix? Back in my office, 427.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's go to that meeting room. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Oh,
When
this
Stanley
again.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You're a psychopath. Fuck you.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Sure was.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You're not gonna make me do this whole thing again. I really hope.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous,
Fuck this room.
gorgeous, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I really just want to see if this goes in a circular loop, so.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, so it seems to be kind of circular. I'm not too sure really what's going on right now. I think that's going to be a common theme throughout this entire game. So we're brought back to here. May as well test this out. Will cause death.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
Damn right.
Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are
Yay.
very powerful.
I am all powerful, thank you. Okay. So do I even really
All
have
of
a
his
choice?
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I think
Stanley
I have
decided
to go through the left
meeting
door.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah. This fucker's not giving me a choice. Makes it seem like I do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fine, let's go. You happy now? I'm just gonna be your slave forever.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside of you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Yeah, we're BFFs. Hey, I'm reading the slides here, bro. What do you want from me? This shit's hilarious. Alright, let's go. Wow. Oh, kind of just did a weird 360 there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I really just want to piss this guy off as much as I can. What's downstairs? Red usually means bad. Let's find out. Ooh, car. Can I leave? I want to leave.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
What?
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
It really
and
doesn't.
As Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Where are my
doors
feet?
Close automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too
Seriously, where are my
strange.
feet?
This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Am I?
He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Sure,
So,
why not?
he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
With no feet. Sweet.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field.
Yes,
And
yes.
it too appeared. It was so much fun. And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Wow.
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
No, give it back.
One
I want
he
space.
was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Because I'm
Now
crazy.
the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
Yeah, that's
And while
fucked.
he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
Thoughtception.
of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would
those
the
back,
voice
by the way,
explain all
please.
that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself
Okay.
to wake up.
Nap time.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the
I hope I
press
get a
of the
juice
mattress
box
on
and a
his
snack
back,
after.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
That's
I want
fucked up.
my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Normal is overrated, kids.
I am okay.
Ooh. I am still here. I am still here. Okay, all right.
Stanley
I'm not
began
okay.
screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please,
back- oh, I
just
can't
someone
walk
tell me
backwards.
I am
Fucking-
real.
whoa.
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, okay. It's another nap time.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay, let's mix it up.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although
that
she would
Stanley?
soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Why does this game already make me feel like a tinge of sadness? I'm not too sure. Okay. 427, back home. It's nice and cozy. Let's curl up underneath the desk, take a nap. Third nap in the last minute.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Oh.
simply missed a memo.
Turning left this time. Okay. Weird. So it's slightly changing up a little bit. I don't know to what extent and to what end.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I still want to go in the one on the right. It better not be the same circular
This was
fucking...
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Damn
well.
it!
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, well, first door on my left this time.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But there's a big red button. I want to... But... Button! Hold on, what is through here? Oh, nope. Big red button. Boop. Wait, boop? Can I boop it? Boop. Boop.
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So
Yep.
now in order to get back, he needed
Sounds
to go,
about
from here it's, left.
Left, okay. There's only one door open.
Oh, no, it's
Hey.
to the right, my mistake.
You fucker.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said
He's
it was
fucking
to the
trolling me.
right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Get your shit together.
No,
I wanna
let's
leave.
see. We went down, right.
Let me
left,
out.
Down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Wee. What's out here? What's... Yay. Okay. So I am in the Matrix?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Spoilers, don't look.
Okay. We just have to get back to,
Ooh, someone just got fired.
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track,
No.
Okay, from the top.
Please no. Oh. How many times is this guy gonna make me do this? I mean, I could just listen to him, but where's the fun in that?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
Yes,
it
I
mean?
get it. Let's go. Come on.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
I thought so too.
Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Yeah, no shit.
It was right here
I'm just
just
a
a
player.
minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Wow. Everything is open. I have utter control. Oh my god, I don't even know where to go.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What the fuck?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
For the very first time, I'm allowed to go backwards. Interesting. Not sure what that means, but I think this is a great time to end this episode. Yeah, this is a really interesting game, a definite mindfuck, and I hope you guys are enjoying it because I'm loving playing through this, and I'm for sure going to play every single part of this game all the way through to the end. I want to see how this ends. I'm sure you guys want to see how this ends. So thank you guys so much for watching. I have a lot of new subscribers. The channel has grown so much since I've done a Let's Play. I'm now doing trailers, fan-made trailers for survival games, so keep an eye out for that, and keep an eye out for my future Let's Plays, as well as my collaborations with the Canadian from Canadian Games, a great friend and an amazing gamer, so make sure you do check out his channel. So thanks so much for checking this out, guys. I will check you out in part 2 of the Stanley Parable. Bye!
Thank you.